Okay, how are you everyone? So today we're gonna talk about the new lesson which is called powers. So this lesson is very easy powers. For example, what does mean powers? Powers is a consist of exponent and base. So for example, if we have, let's say, this one is called powers, but each of them it has different name. This one is called exponent. The bottom number is called base. So these two ones together is called powers. Okay, so how to read this one? If you see the powers, how can we read these two one? So we're gonna say what we have in exponent number. What number? 3. So we're gonna, instead of say 3, we're gonna say third the power of what we have in base 2. So third the power of 2, right? So what we have in exponent, if the in the exponent form we have 3. If it is 2, we're gonna say second. If it is 5, we're gonna say fifth. Let's say another one. Let's say this one. How to read it? What we have in exponent form, 5, we're gonna say fifth the power of 7. That's it. The way that you read is very important. Do not say 3 the power of 2. This is third the power of 2. We have to use first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Okay? So how to write the equal factors? For example, third the power of 2 means what we have in base. Base means is the number, what number is repeated. The number that's repeated, let's say 2, right? How many times that number is repeated? 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So base means what number is repeated. Exponent means how many times that number is repeated. So find the answer. How is not the addition between the numbers, is multiplication. 2 times 2 is 4 and 2 is left, it's gonna be 8. So the answer is 8, right? Exponent, again, exponent means how many times the base is repeated. Base means what number is repeated. Look at this one, base is 2, 2 is repeated. How many times? 3 times, okay? So we have how to solve the question. So these is called factors. Factors. We know what does mean factors. If we multiply 2 numbers or 3 numbers or 4 numbers, these numbers are called factors. The answer is called product. Okay. Some of the example, let's say, listen, find the value. If the question say find the value, means find the answer, right? This one is fourth the power of 2. Fourth the power of 2. How to find the value of fourth the power of 2? We say that our base is 2, so that's why I write down 2. How many times? 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Between the numbers we have multiplication. Do not say 2 plus 2, 4. 4 plus 2, 6. Plus 2 is 8. That's multiplication. 4 and 4. Multiplied, you will get 16. So 4 the power of 2, the answer is 16. Okay, let's say this one. Second the power of 4 is equal to, how to find the value? Our base is 4, so write down 4. How many times? 2 times. Multiplied, you will get 16. If our exponent is 2 and 3, there is a special name for these two. numbers. Let's say we can say if our exponent is 2, let's say, let me write it in here. Let's say if our exponent number is 2, there is a special name. We can read this one and we can say second the power of 5, right? There is another way to read this one. Whenever you see 2 in exponent number, we can say 5 squared. We can say 5 squared. Both ways are correct to read this one, okay? And another one, if our exponent is, let's say, 3. This one is 2, this one is 3. We're going to say third the power of 7. So, or you can say 7 cubed. Okay? So if our exponent is 2, we can say 5 squared instead of second the power of 5. If our exponent is 3, so you can say 7 cubed. Okay? And it's very important. You need to know. So, how to solve the questions? Let's say this one. Write the equal factors, then find the value. For example, how to find the value of this one? Third the power of 2. Okay? Just understand it. Find the value means find the answer. It means 2 times our base is 2. How many times? 3 times. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. Okay? You have to find the answer. These is called factors, equal factors. 5 squared or second the power of 5 is what? 5 times 5 is 25. Okay? 4 the power of 1. It means 1 times 1 is repeated. How many times? 4 times. It still is 1. That's it. There is another types of the question. Let's say write in exponent form. We have these factors, equal factors, from question 23 to question 8. How to write in exponent form? It means like the powers, okay? Let's say 12 times 12 times 12. Do not find the answer because the question say write in exponent form. It means what number is repeated? 12. How many times? 3 times. N is repeated. How many times? 2 times. 4 is repeated. How many times? 4 times. Y is repeated. How many times? 4 times. Let's say 2 is repeated. How many times? 5 times. Okay? So, we have some notes. It's very important. You have to memorize it. These notes. Look at this one. We have these 2 notes. The first one, the first power of any number is equal to that number. Let's say, let me write it. 0 power of 8 is what? Is 1. 0 power of any number, let's say 15. 0 power of 15 is 1, right? Is 1492, let's say. 0 power over 1492 is still is 1. Whenever you see 0 in the exponent form, it means that number, the answer of that number is equal to 1, the value, okay? So the second one, if our exponent number is 1, let's say 8, first the power of 8, the answer is that number, the same, the base, okay? Let's say 15. If our exponent is 1, the answer is equal to the base, 15. Let's say 1492. If the exponent is 1, the answer is going to be itself, 1492, right? Do not forget, if our exponent is 0, the answer directly going to be what? 1. But if our exponent is 1, the answer is gonna be the base. Okay, let's say you can say for the 1, what number do we have in base? 8. How many times? 1 times. Okay, we have from question 29 till question 31. The question say expressed with an exponent and the given base. For example, 64 and base is 8, right? The question says expressed with an exponent and the given base. For example, our base is given, which is 8, and the answer of this one is 64. But how to express the exponent form? I mean, our exponent is missing, you have to find the exponent. Okay, exponent number. Exponent is what number? Do not say 8, our exponent. Do not say 8 is 64, our exponent is 8. We're not going to multiply base multiplied by what? Exponent. It's not correct this way. So it is different. 8, the power of 8 means 8 times 8 times 8 times 8 times. Okay, this one is not correct. You have to check one by one. Let's say if it is 1, let's say put 1. It still is the same. Is it equal to 64? No, it's not. It's not correct. Let's put 8 second the power of 8. Means 8 times 8 is 64. So our exponent number is what number? Is 2, right? Do not multiply the exponent by the base, okay? That way is not correct. It's different. So the other question, I mean 13 and 31 is the same idea. Okay? Thanks.